You guys know how people are wrongfully deported all the time. I mean, this administration has deported so many people wrongly, did not give them due process, did not let them follow through the legal system, just snatched up and deported. This story, when we talk about people who are criminals or violent criminals or people who have malicious intent with being in the United States, you have a lot of people saying, oh, the criminals should be sent out, or the criminals should be sent out, thinking that they're only going after the criminals. And I have said before, you cannot mass deport people to the levels that the Trump administration is trying to achieve, which is 3,000 people per day, equates to 1,095,000 people a year. You cannot reach that level of a quota for violent criminals because there are not that many violent criminals to deport from this country. The Daily Beast published a story yesterday about a 82-year-old grandpa who was secretly deported over a lost green card. So this man here pictured lost his green card. I believe one of the earlier reporting said that he lost his wallet, and in his wallet was his green card. Let me read for you guys this article just so you guys can get a better understanding that this administration is literally just going after any and everybody. An 82-year-old Pennsylvania man has been found after his family was led to believe that he had died in the custody of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Luis Leon was finally located thousands of miles away in Guatemala after he went to a Philadelphia immigration office to replace a lost green card, was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and then disappeared, the Morning Call reported. Leon is a Chilean national who claimed political asylum in the United States in 1987 after he was tortured under Augusto Pinochet's regime. Leon's wife, who had attended the appointment with him, said she was also kept in the building for 10 hours before being released to her granddaughter. The couple have 4 children. That's him pictured there. After almost a month and repeated calls to immigration authorities, prison facilities, hospitals, and even the morgue, Leon's family was told Friday that he was in a hospital in Guatemala where his granddaughter, Natalie, is headed to be by his side. I can see all my family is in pain right now, she told the Morning Call. He got sent to a third world. He got sent to a third-party country. Right? The ruling that just came out from the Supreme Court allowing the Trump administration to send anybody anywhere, whenever and however they want is in full effect with this. The man is from Chile and he was sent to Guatemala. I believe if you claim political asylum, then you can't be sent back to the country that you're from. So that would kind of make sense. But at the same time, though, he was here legally. He lost his green card, went to follow the proper channels to get said green card replaced, was snatched up and sent to Guatemala. His family thought he was dead. So they were calling facilities, they were calling prison facilities, hospitals, and the morgue, because they thought he had died in custody. This is so heartbreaking, man. The ordeal was reportedly compounded earlier this month when an unknown caller allegedly contacted Leon's wife to tell her that he had died in custody. That same caller allegedly also called Leon's wife at an earlier date, just days after he was detained, claiming to be an immigration attorney and promising to help get the Pennsylvania resident out on bail without providing further details. Come on now. It is unclear how Leon's true whereabouts were uncovered by the family, but the incident adds to a growing list of deportations gone awry as the Trump administration pushes forward with its mass deportation plan. That is not going to work. I told you guys just a little bit ago, and I'll tell you again, you cannot deport mass people to the levels and quota this administration is trying to reach if you're focusing on violent and criminals. If you're focusing on violent criminals, they're not going to meet this quota. How else are they going to meet this quota? By deporting 82-year-old grandpas who lose their green cards and go to the immigration office to get it replaced. With immigration officials under increasing pressure from the White House to hit a quota of 3,000 deportations a day, a goal set by the White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, critics have repeatedly warned that such quotas have resulted in ICE officials detaining immigrants with little or no criminal record. Leon's family maintains that he has never received so much as a parking fine in the United States, with the latest statistics suggesting that as many of 72% of people currently in ICE detention centers across the country have no criminal offenses. The Daily Beast has reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for this comment, and the story was updated to reflect that he was missing for 1 month and that they were able to locate him. This is insane. Look, there have even been reports of Trump supporters or spouses of Trump supporters being snatched up and detained by ICE. This is so, and being deported who knows where. I don't know. You know, the Supreme Court has continuously given up more and more of its power to this president, this administration. Congress has given up continuously power to this administration. They have all tied their hands, and this is how you speed toward authoritarianism. I mean, an 82-year-old grandpa who was trying to get his paperwork, or his green card replaced because he lost it, which happens. People lose things. I've lost a wallet before. Right? Like people have lost things and needed to go get them replaced. This just strikes a whole other level of fear of where it's like, okay, now if you don't have your green card, if you don't have your papers on your person at all times, could you be snatched up? Honestly, this just goes into, I want to talk a little bit about a press conference that Kristi Noem was asked about people being targeted discriminately. Even Tom Homan, that border czar, was talking about how they need to have reasonable suspicion. So if you're speaking another language or they look at you and determine that you must not be from here, then they can briefly detain you, question you. And if maybe you don't have your stuff ready to go on you, they could probably just ship you out. Listen to this press conference where a reporter asked Kristi Noem why people are being targeted based on their race and how she snapped at this reporter for that valid question.
My audience is predominantly Latino, so they kind of every day say they're fearful because a lot of people have been targeted based on their skin color, not necessarily.
That's not true. And so that has been another false narrative that has been put out there in the media that I absolutely want to throw back at you and say that is absolutely false, and don't you dare ever say that again. We have judges out there and other individuals saying people have been targeted that way, and it's not true. Every single operation that we do on ICE is based on investigative work and on case work to show that there is a reason and reasonable suspicion to go into an area and to talk and look at individuals that are involved in criminal activity. So because that is a narrative that people have been out there saying doesn't make it true, and it should not be repeated.
Girl, bye. We all know that you guys are targeting people based on their race, based on their physical appearance, right? Like, because we keep seeing more and more stories of people who have been targeted and detained and deported who don't even have criminal records. So what paperwork are you going off of, Kristi? What paperwork are you going off of? What intel are you going off of? Like, it's crazy. Every time we see somebody deported, you see their family coming out saying they are not a criminal. They are not a violent offender. They have never as much got as a parking fine as the 82-year-old grandpa that was sent to Guatemala. And then she tells, oh, like, girl, that was nasty. You should not repeat that. That's absolutely not true. That's a narrative that I want to throw back at you. Girl, bye.